What's up guys, and welcome back to TechRage. Today we're taking a look at the Asus Maximus IX Formula motherboard. That's not a mouthful, is it? So I've got it here with me, and this is going to be the new test bench motherboard of choice for me as well. And yeah, we're going to see exactly why. But firstly, before I get it all installed and show you everything running, I just want to mention a couple of things. So on the back here, you can see there's a giant metal backplate. It says Republic Gamers on the back. It's got some nice vents all over it. It serves no real purpose, but just generally aesthetically, it just looks pretty amazing, really. And obviously, it goes nicely with the front of the board as well. Obviously, it's got armor all over the board, and yeah, it's just complete overkill. If there's a motherboard that has everything and anything and a little bit too much on top, then this is probably the board for you. Okay guys, so one of the key sort of advantages really of having the Formula over the Hero or Code is this EK water block, which runs over the MOSFET there. So I've taken one of these off already, and inside you can see the copper material there. So what you can do is custom loop it so the water runs straight through to water cool it. Obviously it is fine as it is on its own, but for that extra performance, that extra cooling, the option is there for you. Okay, so here we are. I've got the Maximus IX all installed, up and running. Everything seems to be going okay. Had to change a few settings in the BIOS regarding my Dominator DDR4 RAM, but other than that, it detected absolutely everything on the board, had no issues. Everything that's plugged in is all working perfectly, so really happy with that. Yeah, let's go over some more of the specs. Obviously, before I mentioned the CrossChill EK water block, which is a welcome feature on the Formula, because you don't get this with the Code or the Hero. So for those enthusiasts that want to push the boundaries, like I said, there you go, you've got the EK water block there. With the I/O, you've got a USB 2.0, 3.0 and also 3.1. 3.1 can do 10 gigabytes a second, so there's 3.1 slots at the rear on the I/O there, and also there's a 3.1 header to put it to the front of your case as well. There's also Type A and Type C USB on the back for those who maybe want to connect their new smartphones or any other new USB Type C devices. There is 6 SATA 6G slots, so you won't be short of those in your build. 3 PCIe slots, 2 of those are safe slots. So if you've got your heavy graphics cards, say you've got the SLI, they're just a little bit more durable to hold it in place, because obviously they've had some troubles in the past. Both of those safe slots and around the motherboard, which I'll show you, have the ROG? Yeah, well, they are ROG Rgb Lighting, which they call Aurora. I think it's Aura Lighting. Aura Lighting. So this is RGB. I know RGB is a bit up in the air this year. Last year they sort of shoved RGB on absolutely everything. But the good thing with this the shield, the armor that you get on the motherboard, if you set the RGB to something a bit more subtle, a bit more sleek, it'll all blend in nicely. It won't be too in your face, unless that's what you want. You can change absolutely everything in the software. You can have it pulsing, going to music, you can have it solid, or you can just turn it off if you don't want it, and then you'll have a pretty stealthy looking motherboard and a stealthy looking system, so you don't have to have them on. But on the Formula, they are in more locations, like the PCIe safe slots, whereas they aren't on the other models. For audio, they've really pushed the boundaries with the audio on this motherboard. I think they're realising there's more and more audio files there, especially like with games and things like that. You know, so they've got the new Supreme FX codec, They've really worked on this. You can set basically everything up. So if you've got your system that controls, you know, maybe your TV, your gaming on your computer, your Chromecast, everything, you can have all the audio running out into separate places and be able to set all the different volumes for each one. So you could turn off one without it affecting somewhere else. And they've made a massive issue out of doing the software, all the codecs and everything else on the board, just so everything just works so well together, and to give such a HD quality and sort of volume as well to the audio and the clarity of it. So they've made a point of giving the best of the best on this motherboard, so you're not wanting for anything. So the audio really does give a thumbs up. As for the networking side of things, it's got the latest Intel Ethernet with LAN guard to protect against any sort of surge protection, things like that. It's also got a dual channel Wi-Fi, which comes with an Asus Wi-Fi receiver antenna. Antenna's the word. An Asus antenna, which you overclocking. Yeah, it's that elephant in the room. This board is built for overclocking. If you're going to buy this and you have no intention of overclocking, then maybe this probably isn't the board for you. It is so easy to overclock your system just out of the box, completely safe, no messing around with voltages or anything else. Everything's all worked out for you in the software. Now you can either do this directly from the BIOS, which I experienced, and it said, oh, you're going to get 17% increase straight away, and it's just really easy to test it out. Or you can go into the ROG software, which you can download or should come on the CD with your motherboard, and again you can just tweak about with it, you know, work it out perfectly between your motherboard, your CPU and your GPU, and just overclock to your heart's content. The options are pretty much endless, and it's so easy. They've made it so easy now to be able to overclock your systems out the box, and this is the perfect motherboard for it. It's designed to be overclocked, so you've got everything there to back it up. All the fail safes are in place already, so yeah, this is definitely for the overclockers out there. So for the I/O, at the back they've got a pre-installed I/O plate. So this is a first, this is a patent pending by Asus at the moment, and it is welcome really. I don't know why motherboards don't have them pre-installed anyway. I guess it depends on which case you've got and everything else. But this, obviously for myself, it doesn't matter. Mine's an open air case, but it really does finish it off. The I/O on the back, as I mentioned about the USB ports, it's just endless amounts of I/O input on the rear. 8 USB inputs, a couple of USB-C inputs, HDMI, just absolutely everything is covered on there. Just the whole motherboard has got your whole system covered to cover every single peripheral you'll ever want to throw at this. Alright, so let's get on to build quality. Now, this motherboard is really heavy, but then it's made out of metal, it's made out of solid materials. They've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort putting this together to make sure it is really durable. It's not going to flex, it's not going to break when you're putting in and out components and things like that. That's the whole point of the metal backplate, the front armor, you know, it all works together. You've got the safe slots. Just all in all, it's a really solid and really well built piece of kit. You don't feel like it's tacky or this bit's going to break or that bit's going to break. You know, they've really put some effort behind it, and obviously years of experience now with Asus and also the Maximus series. We're now on 9, so they've learned their lessons from previous generations, and they've really stepped up their game this year. In terms of storage, obviously you've got your 6 SATA ports directly on the motherboard, but you can also use the M.2 ports, which one of them you have to remove part of the front armor to get to, and then you hide it underneath and you place it back on top. A few people have had concerns about heat issues, but in personal experience, you literally, it's only going to increase by about 1, maybe 2 degrees on top by placing the armor and the shield back over the top. Alright, so how would you sum up the Maximus IX Formula then? Is this the system for you? If you want the bells and whistles of absolutely everything, top performance, top gaming, top overclocking, all the peripheral like inputs and outputs, and you know, the water cooling features, you know, you can control all the water cooling from it, this is the board for you. but it does come at a premium. It comes in at 340 UK and about 390 US. Again, all in the description below. I'll link everything down below. Let me know what you think about this motherboard and how it would suit your needs and what you'd actually use it for. Obviously, I'm using it for test bench purposes, and I'll probably do a bit of gaming as well. But all in all, this motherboard packed in everything all in one, the best of the best. So there you have it, the Maximus IX from Asus. Alright, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.